You ever heard of compound grief?
I have. I feel like I've heard it from you though, and
Yeah,
probably
yeah. It was a
Pat.
new. It's a new concept on me, and I was talking to a counselor, and he said, "Holy moly, I think that you are suffering from compound grief." And so, compound grief is one loss after another, after another, after another, not being able to process the first one by the time the second one happens, and then, um, and it almost doesn't matter as much what you lost. It doesn't have to necessarily be the loss of a loved one, right? It doesn't have to be due to death. It could be loss of a job, loss of a pet. Um, and to set up a little bit of what I'm talking about here in my journal, my mom was emotionally abused, physically abused as well. I don't know about sexually. I don't know that it matters. She chose to deal with it with alcohol, which turned into completely non-functional alcoholic. And 1998, we lost my uncle to a boat accident. He was 32 years old, and he was the bright spot in our family. He was kind of the glue in our family because he really just was a truly exceptionally loving individual. To this day, I've never seen a funeral with that many people at it. It was awe-inspiring to see how many people were out the door, though. There was just so many people there. And that started the decline of our family to where that grief started to eat up at my grandparents, ate up at the rest of us that were left over, right? Because good God, we missed him so much. And he was such a wonderful influence on everybody he talked to. So there's the grief of he's gone. He never got the opportunity to meet my children. And how much fun we could have had. How many concerts could we have gone to over the years that we missed? Because by the time I was of concert age, he was already gone. How much did we miss together? So that grief built and built and built, and it started the dissolution of that family. My grandparents died just a few years later, one after another, and then my mom died just a few years after that. So it started this cascade, and not to mention, we also lost our hometown due to a hurricane, all in the middle of this bullshit, right? I moved 17 times in one year in 2005. So I lost my hometown, everybody I loved, just one thing after another, after another, after another. And part of what I was writing in my journal for talking to my mom was, um, you blew it. You had the responsibility to stop that generational trauma before it got to me, but you absolutely blew it. And now it's on me. That responsibility is on me to take up that mantle. So, but anyway, what I started to write here that really, really touched home was I feel like I have the skills to help you, and I wish we could do it again so that I could help you. At the end of all this, I do love you. I wish so much that things would have been better for you, that you could have had a happy and pain free life. It's too late for you now. It's okay. My brother and I have got this. It's my responsibility now to take on that responsibility for stopping that generational trauma. I grieve desperately for what you didn't have, for that lost potential, for how much you hurt. You had pain, and that is what you gave. I'm so sorry for what you endured. Nobody deserves what was given to you. What you then gave in turn. That is what you had, pain, and I wish so badly you would have had love. I send you my love now. All I've been giving you is anger, but under that anger is a deep powerlessness to help. I'm so sorry it's too late to help you now. I love you.
How does it feel to read it out loud here?
Yeah, my heart is pounding right now in a way that it doesn't, because this is deep, right? Um, Like there's a deep welling up inside of me. It's just like, oh fuck. Until that moment, I never allowed myself to feel that love for her for what could have been. So in a way, it's feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
And you feel it in your heart.
Oh yeah, I can hear my heart beating in my ears right now.
Thank you for sharing for everyone to hear. And hopefully someone listening will be inspired.
You know,
It takes so much strength.
that's what I'm finding out as I go through the grieving process, that the I don't know, the bitterness, the anger, the negative emotions are all based in love. They wouldn't exist if we didn't care. And when we can get to that deeper level, that now all of a sudden we can get to where start to love ourselves more, or we can give more love to the rest of the world, our families, our friends, whatever that is, you know.
Um, it sounds like there's a space that's being created that was overtaken.
Yeah, that void that was there before was filled with so much negativity, so much, I've said it already, the anger, the hate, the bitterness, the desperate need to be better. You know, that's a big piece of what I'm finding out as I'm going through it, that I've had a need to become better, and it's based in don't never felt like I'm enough, because I wasn't enough then. I was unable to help. And how hard I have pushed myself over the years to do and do and do and go and more. I, I had an employee tell me one time, "You're the most driven person I've ever met in my life." And that is where that drive came from. It came from an empty void that I was trying to fill with material things, with money, with, look at me, I'm the big fancy business owner. There's no amount of external that can ever fill an internal void.